What's going on, good people? Give me 1 second here as we get ready for our Music Monday. Come on in and invite some people you know. Invite some people you know. Let's see, let's get this light up. This is really weird because it's not really showing me people commenting, so I can't tell if you guys are in here. So if you're in here, just comment on the side, all right? Let's get over to Instagram too. So my Instagram crew can hear and see. All right, all right. How you guys doing tonight? Everybody having a good evening? Hope that you are. It is Music Mondays, and this is like something new for me, okay? So work with me, please, as I work out the kinks. All right. Um, let's see here. It's not really playing the music like I thought it was going to, but that's okay. So listen, on every Monday I am starting a new um trend or a new live, and it's going to be called Music Mondays with Justin Green. And I'm starting this because a lot of people have asked me, like, what do I listen to? What am I listening to? And so I thought it'd be kind of cool, just kind of throw it out there. All right. So listen, do me a favor if you can, invite some people, tell them to come in. Um, About to be fun. I also want to um, say welcome to anybody who hasn't ever followed me or ever have hasn't ever seen me do a live. It's about to be like hilarious. All right. So I want to start this off by saying I am Tristan Green. I'm an artist, gospel independent artist, originally from North Carolina, and now I am in the wonderful state of Maryland, living in Baltimore County. I'm really, really excited about all that is happening and occurring. Um, Sorry, people texting me. I thought it was you guys. But I'm really, really excited. So, I am the host of Good Sundays. Good Sundays is a gospel open mic brunch buffet that is currently happening currently on pause because Sister Rona decided to roll through. Not exactly sure how long that's going to be or how long it will be before we start back up. So we will keep you posted. But I'm really, really excited because it's fun. It's an interactive gospel brunch. We sing, we have a good time, we worship, we laugh, we eat real good. I want to also ask you all to follow me on Spotify. Just look for me, Cheston Green, and there is a Good Sundays playlist. That is a playlist where I am putting not just new music, but some of those old school gospel jams on there too. Just kind of keep it mixed up, keep it going because a lot of people love gospel. And again, I'm doing this because a lot of people ask me like, Justin, what do you listen to? What are you watching? What are you following? Who are you following? They always ask me, how you like such album? Well, this is the time I get to tell everybody at once. All right. Um, I did not know Auntie Leslie that Larry Reed was on, but I don't follow him. I don't really like the gossip stuff. Dang. Y'all don't go see Larry because he ain't talking about them trash. Anyway, tonight I am covering or I am reviewing three mainstream, and I'm only saying this because that's kind of how gospel works. Mainstream gospel artists, and then I have three independent gospel artists. Doesn't negate the level of impact for either one, but just thought I would let you know. So the first gospel artist that we're going to review tonight is the Clark Sisters. They have a new album that is out called The Return. So if you have already heard their album, um, if you've already heard that album or you have heard a couple of the singles, you feel free to give your commentary. Like this is an interactive thing, so it's not just about like what I've heard, but you can talk about what you've heard too. Matter of fact, comment in there in the comments and let me know you're here, and let me know if you've heard it or not. I like The Return. The Clark Sisters are a very powerful. I don't even think that's the right word. They're a really big influence on me. When I was a kid, I've always loved music, but one of the first pieces of music I bought was the Clark Sisters Miracle album, and it had "I'm Looking for a Miracle." It had "Work." This album was produced heavily by BB Winans. It had one of my favorite songs, "Jesus the Best Thing." It's a cover of everybody else's "Jesus the Best Thing," but it's a lot more smooth and jazzy, and Dorinda do her good riffs. And then we got Simply Yes, it's got Karen featured on it. So it's a really good album. And the thing I liked about the Clark Sisters then is that they did a little bit of everything in one album. They, in my opinion, were the epitome of a contemporary gospel album. And so this latest album, which came out, I want to say about a week ago, it's called The Return. And it is just that. They have about 10 tracks on there. It's produced. I don't have a crush on the group. I have a crush on the daughter of the group. Come on now, get it right. Uh, yes, this is that same family though. I think one of my first crushes was Dorinda though. The reason I love this album is because it's a little bit of everything. It's produced, executively produced by Jay Drew Shear, but it's got tracks that are produced by Warren Campbell, Jermaine Dupri. Yes, I said Jermaine Dupri. Um, who else? Warren Campbell. It's got about 4 or 5 different producers. I think Kurt Carr produced a song on it, and it's really, really good, y'all. It's got a little bit of something for everybody. From contemporary, like they got this one song called "Power," um, and it's funny because I was listening to it and it talks about like you got to get out my house. I'm like Corona, you got to get out my house. It's got that. It's got a song called Victory that was produced by the son of Karen Clark Sheard, J. Drew Sheard, and it's more of a classic Clark's track, but it's got like strings and horns and it's music, y'all. And that's my thing. I love gospel and I love music of all genres, but I, and as much as I like a turn up, I like a bop, I still like real music. So I really enjoyed it. Two of my favorite tracks on there is one song called "Broken to Minister" that was originally written by now his name's left me, but it's a really beautiful song that talks about like even though we are not perfect, we are broken to minister. God uses us in a way that other people can be uplifted, encouraged, and can be strengthened and edified. And then the second song I really like is the song "Power" that talks about "I don't want it no more." I love it because it's kind of like it's got a little matter of fact, it's got that da 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 da, not black and yellow, but you have to hear it to see it, hear it to understand what I mean. It's got a little bounce to it, a little trap to it. Damian Sneed, thank you. Damian Sneed wrote "Broken to Minister," and they covered it, and it's just beautifully covered. And that power just got a little bounce, and it's encouraging. Like I found this love that's got my back, and because he's got my back, I don't have to worry about nothing, and I don't want no drama in my life. Now, in my opinion, I could be wrong. They slightly sample "No More Drama" from Mary J. Blige, which I thought was cool, which is another person that really loves them so much so that she helped produce their new album that's coming or new movie that's coming out on April the 12th. But it was really, really cool. And then we have just some other standout tracks, but there were no features. Oh, I take that back. No, Snoop Dogg is featured on this album. I know the Saints are a little tight about it. It's okay. You'll build a bridge. And there's a song talking about the love of God and just how the love of God is what kept Snoop like back in line. And that's between him and Jesus. All right. So moving on to the next album. I am a real fan of this guy. When I was about maybe 15, it was the first time I think I saw him live, 15 or 16. And he blew me out of the water, not just me, but everybody in the audience. I was at our church's youth convention, a youth conference, and Dietrich Hatton comes out on stage. And I mean, this man is like the Michael Jackson of gospel, like energy, fire, conviction, anointing. Y'all know what I mean. Even folks that don't go to church know what the anointing is. But he just came, he just had this like strength about him, this like amazing talent. And I've always admired that about him. Now, he had his moments and went through some stuff that was very public. But for me, it seems like this album takes me back to an album he had called Revealed. It was very, I'm sorry, I didn't jump ahead, didn't tell y'all what the album was. He has a new album out called Time. And it's really, really, um, that's right, Tiffany. It's really, really, it's really like essential, quintessential. Sorry, Dietrich Hatton. So it's got like that pop feel. It's got some energy. It's got some heartfelt ballad stuff, some strong stuff. Jamala's in the room. What up? What up? I ain't got to you yet. So it's a really, really good, solid album. I will say this that I think as much as I love studio Dietrich, I want live Dietrich as well. So I'm not gonna say I don't really give any negativity to or this review will never be a negative place, right? But I do want to have an honest critique. That was the only downfall for me, was that like there was no live Dietrich. I enjoyed his last album that he did with his church, Hill City Worship, I think is what it's called. It had a real like heavy musical vibe. Like he had a sample from Biggie, he had a sample from the Winans. It was guitars, it was bass lines, it was dramatization even within the writing and the tracks. So that's what I kind of wanted. But other than that, I mean, not even other than that, that's just my 2 cents. The thing I did like about it is it sounds like Dietrich. Some of his last albums, in my opinion, wasn't the Dietrich that I was used to or was expecting. And there were a couple songs that stood out to me, but it didn't like hit me like I wanted it to. Yes, Jonathan. So y'all, I'm between two lives. I'm doing Instagram and Facebook at the same time, so I'm going to comment back and forth between the two. Yes, Jonathan. You need some live yoke destroying Dietrich. I needed some. Um, there's a song called "Mighty God" that he did on his Saints and Sinners, I believe was the name of the movie soundtrack, and it had this very big like movie feel, but it was worship. That's what I was looking for. But I enjoyed it. Two of the standout tracks is Every Time. So Every Time has a special place in my heart. I have a love for this song because it samples Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper. I'm just a mush for like love songs and ballads and songs that are like written like I mean, I know all songs are written that sounds dumb, but have like real content and real like you feel like they're saying something. I really enjoy it every time because it was like Cyndi Lauper, but 2020 with a little Dietrich, little bop. And I actually even like if you've not seen him or don't follow him on Instagram, he posted an acapella version of it on his Instagram where he used one of the little apps that you have all the little, it's like 9 videos and you, or 6 videos and you're doing all the instrumentation with your mouth and singing. It was amazing. The other standout track is Abundant Life. Abundant Life is this Caribbean turn up. And again, if you know me, you know I love a good turn up and I love the Caribbean. Shout out to my Bajan and Jamaican friends and family. So yeah, I really enjoyed Dietrich Hatton's album. I'm going to move on to the next one. And I forgot to write it down. Um, it's called No Risk, No Reward by Isaac Curry. So Isaac Curry is a North Carolina native. He's originally from Greensboro, North Carolina. His mother is a preacher machine. She used to be the jurisdictional minister of music for the jurisdiction, and I was in as a teenager. And I guess I was kind of there in her transition. I wasn't active at the time, but I remember her and my pastor at the time were really, really, well, her and my pastor were really good friends, and we went to her church once before. And just an amazing woman of God. But Isaac Curry, I really love this album. I'm gonna tell you why. It was diverse. There were some songs that weren't necessarily my favorites, but I mean, sometimes you just don't get an album that you like every single song on. Sometimes you got a couple that you like, no, that's my jam. But realistically and honestly, I probably could listen to Isaac's whole album. Like it's one of those cleaning albums. Now, for me, cleaning albums are albums that play, and I'm a party, I'm a jam. I may not learn all the words to it, but it gives me what I need and sonically. Like, and I'm not bored. It keeps me motivated. The reason why I cling to it, because if I don't have good music when I'm cleaning, I stop cleaning. So I really liked that about his album, and I love the fact that he merged R&B in a sense of content because anytime we talk about love, the church tends to look at it as R&B. So for that sake, R&B, but I don't think it's R&B. I think it's just inspiration. I love music and gospel in a beautiful way. So he has a lot of tracks that talks about love and his wife and relationships and how we intertwine them. Then he has some songs that talk about making mistakes, and it lets you in a little bit about maybe some of the challenges that he's faced as a gospel artist and as a Christian and as a believer and as a human being. He has some good. It's a musical album, so he's got some juke joint type joints. He's got some churchy songs. He's got a song called "Worthy" with Todd Galbraith, and they start with an old gospel song, like an old traditional gospel song, kind of use that as the intro. He's got a song with Jazzy Faye. I can tell Jazzy Faye was on this joint because that thing feels so good. He also got a song, Mr. Talkbox. And I'm going to jump to my two favorites. My two favorites from this album It's one song called "I Don't Want to Go." "I Don't Want to Go" is written really well. It's one of those songs that just remind you that we can do nothing without Christ. Like even on our best days, we still are dependent on Him. And I just think it's such a rich song. It's one of those songs that it ministers to those who are repentant and maybe have fallen away, or and it ministers to those who are in a walk with God, that they realize I'm totally dependent on you. Like I can't do nothing. I can't preach, pray, sing, prophesy, teach, whatever ministry give you have. You can't do any of that without Him. But also, you can't live without Him. You can't be an example without Him. So I thought it was really, really cool, and it was just a good vibe. Um, the other song that I absolutely love, and I hope some of y'all have heard this, is a song called "Ordinary Just Won't Do." And "Ordinary Just Won't Do" is a cover of the group called Commissioned, which featured Marvin Sapp, Carl Reed, Kenneth Staton, Fred Hammond, Marvin Sapp. I think I might have repeated somebody's name. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful, and it's funny because those are two songs that kind of have a similar meaning. It's a beautiful montage or a um, declaration. I'll do that, Shantae. I'll go back and put them in here so y'all can see them. It's a beautiful love song. The word song says, "Have you ever needed someone a shoulder just to cry on, to ease the agony, the pain and misery, or just sadness?" And it just kind of goes on. The chorus says, "The ordinary just won't do. I need a love that's pure and true. I can only find that in you, Jesus." So this song features Gene Moore, who is a monster. Um, Pastor Jason Nelson, who was a bishop, excuse me, Jason Nelson, who's another monster. If you've seen my videos of me singing, I posted a cover of his song called "Forever." I sang it at my cousin's wedding. Um, and then it has Eric Dawkins. Eric Dawkins is, when you hear my music, my hope and prayer is that you hear a couple of influences. And one of that is a group called Dawkins and Dawkins. And Eric Dawkins is a part of Dawkins and Dawkins. It's a twin brothers there, Eric and Anson, I think is how you pronounce his name. But it's an amazing group. And so they are just some men who really sing, like sing. So I really enjoyed this song. Here's the thing about a cover. I can say this about Dietrich Haddons too. When you do a cover, you have to find a good balance of not delineating from the melody of the song and what people know as the staple of the song. But you also have to add your own twist, your own spin, your own niche. Because if not, people won't like it because they're like, you did too much. So you have to find that it's a fine line. It's like we're walking on a tightrope. Do a little bit of my own, but stay in the pocket. Do a little bit of my own, but stay in the pocket. Keep some of their ad libs, but maybe change the way I do it. So I thought it was an amazing, beautiful cover. And then we're going to go to my indie artist. So for everybody that's joined in, maybe came in late, this is Chester Green's Music Mondays, where I'm doing a review of music that I've been listening to. And some of these tracks will be added to our Good Sundays playlist. So if you haven't already, go on Spotify if you haven't and follow me. Actually, you can also follow me on Apple Music. And eventually I will be adding the Good Sundays playlist on there too. Just kind of double the work right now to kind of do it on both platforms. So, and I'll be posting that link also in the video when it's over. But I want to talk about an artist named Jamala Richardson. First of all, y'all, I've had the pleasure of seeing her perform and then singing alongside of her. We have a mutual friend, William McMillan, and we sang on two of his choir songs, like doing BGVs. And the thing I can appreciate is that she is well versed, knows what she's talking about, but she's not arrogant, she's not nasty. And I'm gonna just leave that there. So yeah, she put out a record called 10 Miles Away. Now y'all, I ain't even kidding. This woman is just crazy. Like, first off, she has a range. She sings tenor, but I've also heard sing soprano, at least what I thought was soprano. And when I say tenor, she sings baritone too. Like the reason I know her is because we usually sing beside each other in the booth during these BGV sessions. And it's just like, I don't know, she just got it. There she go. What's going on, Jamala? And so her album is so musical, and that's what I appreciate it. Listen, if you're an independent artist and you're, trying to figure out your way through the music industry, I can't speak from an executive standpoint, but I can speak as a fan and a consumer. I appreciate real albums that not let me not say real albums that have a wide variety of sounds within the album. That doesn't mean you have to sound like somebody different on every track. You sound like you. But I want a little bit of rock. I want a little bit of pop. I want a 90s album. Y'all, when it's all said and done, I finish this album, you're going to see what I mean, because it's got to have, for me, it's got to have a little bit of everything, especially as your first album coming out, because it kind of gives the consumers a variety of and then you kind of start picking out like, well, at least that's what I've been told by other industry artists. That you start learning like what works, what doesn't work, what they like the most, what they didn't like the most. So Jamala has an amazing album. It has 10 tracks on it. She's got his name is I can see his face now. I can't think of his name. There's this pastor, this bishop out here, who I call Mr. Brown. That man sings like nobody's business. And he's on her album. Mo Horn. She's got several people, but it's an amazing album. And two of my favorites. Let me go back to why I like it. So it has diversity. She gives you hymns or hymn-like songs. She gives you rock. She gives you jazz. She gives you R&B. I don't know who wrote for her. I don't know if Jamal, I don't know if you wrote for yourself or if you work with people. But in my opinion, it was wonderfully written because it has content. Like, it takes me on a journey. It tells a story. My two favorites is a song called Sing This Giant Before. Y'all, it's like that. It's I don't know. I don't even know. Really can't explain it exactly because it ain't quite R&B. It ain't quite soul. It's a little bit of everything, I guess. Brian Martin. There's his name, Bishop Brian Martin. That man. Let me tell you how that man sings. He is like Mr. Brown because he gives antics and all that kind of stuff. He's like a quartet singer in my opinion all the time. Jamala sounds like a quartet singer. I'm telling y'all. Oh, she wrote y'all. I'm telling y'all. If you're a singer, songwriter, no, if you're a singer, even if you're a songwriter and you need some songs written, hit her up because she's good. The other song I liked was Get Back Up Again. And it's just kind of how she started the album out. It was just a really good album starter. It's a good vibe. It's a good groove. And it just makes it, I just enjoyed it. So, yeah, I would definitely. Oh, okay, outside of the cover. Okay, got you. So if I were you all, I would go check out Jamala Richardson. She's in here commenting. So if you're watching this, add her as a friend, follow her on Instagram, and then go get her album. It's called 10 Miles Away. I got two more people and they were out of here. I was hoping to play their songs. Sometimes my Apple Music be tripping. So I got these two friends. One name is Mike Guest, and there's another man I met named William Thompson. Mike Guest is my brother. He's on our Empower Management Team label, and he is an amazing writer. I've actually watched him for the last year, and I've seen him morph just in the year that I've known him. Gone from like rapping one way to like singing, rapping, like trying to figure out a different way to write, writing from a life's perspective, and that's still scripturally based. And I think he's an amazing artist. So he has a new song called Leap of Faith. And it's just a really good, powerful, and impactful song. Excuse me. And I encourage every person, whether you are a entrepreneur, you have a small business, you have a dream, an idea, you're a creative, I encourage you to listen to this song, get it in your spirit, get it in your mind and your heart, because it encourages us to take that leap of faith, to do something outside of the normal, outside of what we're used to doing. And it is like that anthem, yo. I'm not gonna talk about her song today, but Kier Shear got another one of those songs that just I keep in rotation because it feeds me. It's just reminding me, and I'm not saying it because I like her and I think she's cute. I'm saying it because the song like is a reminder that like God is amazing. So I'll talk about that later when I actually talk about her song. So check out Mike Guest. He is on Instagram. He's Mike Guest Music. Guest like Guest Jeans. He's got a really good song called Leap of Faith, and I believe he's got some more content coming out later this year. I'm not sure how many songs he's thinking about releasing. I should know this because he sends them to me when he's finishing. But yeah, check out Mike Guest Leap of Faith. It's a gotta take a leap of faith. It's a little turn up. And then I got this guy named William Thompson. I met William Thompson through my vocal coach. He is a musician, singer, songwriter, preacher, son of a preacher, just real good guy. He's got this song called Ready. And so these two artists are indie artists, just got singles out, and I just wanted to highlight their singles. So Ready is a song that's just talking about, I'm ready for everything God has for me. I'm ready to do what God wants me to do. I'm ready to be used of God, and I'm ready to show the world God's glory through my life. And so I think it's just a really simple song. It's really fun. Well, I can't say fun because it's a worship ballad, but it's very impactful. It's very worshipful. It's something you can sing on Sunday mornings, or during your altar call. Because let me just say this. Sometimes in church we get used to doing things a certain way, and um, I think we kind of miss the mark trying to sing what we think is supposed to be sung in this moment every single time, especially for altar calls. Just get a whole bunch of songs in your repertoire so that whatever the preacher's preaching, you can sing about that. But that's just a little tidbit that I learned along the way when I used to be a worship leader at the church. Or oftentimes the pastor would get up and he would just kind of look to me like, "What you gonna sing?" That lines up with my sermon, and I had to literally start learning like stuff. Not that I didn't know music, but I had to think beyond like what I like and start thinking about what's gonna be most impactful. So I think this song "Ready" by William Thompson is an impactful song. So yeah, y'all, that's my review of Music on Mondays. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Please, please, please share this. We're going to be doing this. If y'all share this and y'all like it, I'll do it every Monday. If you're an independent artist that wants to get their music to me or wants to let me know about a song that you have out, I ain't asking you to send it to me. You can just inbox me and tell me where it is on iTunes or Spotify or whatever. Well, I'll say iTunes because that way I can purchase it and support. But inbox me. Don't just request because I'm about content, like good content, and I don't want to be. I don't want anybody to feel demeaned or degraded because I didn't necessarily like your song or I didn't think it was playable on or at the level to talk about it. But I would be honest and give you feedback. Not that you really asked, but hey, I'm just here trying to promote gospel music. All right. Also, again, follow me on Instagram at Good Sundays if you aren't already. I am the host of the brunch, and soon as Corona lifts, we can figure out what's going to be next. All right, because it's really coming. Also, follow me on Spotify, like I said, so you can get the Good Sundays gospel playlist. These songs will be added to the gospel playlist probably the next 2 days. I am working from home like most of us are, but I still have to go to work and still have to work. And I'm still working my side hustle clearly because I'm on Facebook Live talking to y'all. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Next time we'll have some music playing at the same time so you can kind of hear it and enjoy. I hope you guys have an amazing night. Listen, I want to tell you to stay encouraged. Don't get down. Oh, my bro, Mike O'Neill just joined the Instagram. Mike O'Neill is going to be on the next one. I'm going to be talking about his music next. But yeah, I just want to kind of share that if you have more suggestions of albums or you want to hear my take on an album, maybe as a mainstream or indie artist. And for right now, for this platform, it is just gospel and inspirational Christian music. But you can send it to me or send me a link to where I can hear it. Send me a YouTube clip on Instagram or DM me on Instagram. DM me on Instagram or DM me on Facebook, and I'll be sure to tell the people about it. That's it, y'all. Hope you have a great Monday. Y'all keep your eyes open because it's all right, Mike. I'm gonna leave it up so people can go back and watch it. But it's gonna be it's still gonna be up. So yeah, you guys have a great night. I hope y'all are enjoying this. Keep your eyes open. I'm gonna be posting content this week. Y'all might even get a cover for me just so you can hear my voice and I stay in the loop because I might even ask my vocal coach if we can put this on Instagram. I don't know. We'll see. All right, y'all have a great evening. It's time for me to go eat before my intermittent fasting starts again. Okay, God bless. Peace.